Hey there, fellow creators. Ben here from Cinder Studios, and welcome to How to Be an Artist Part 18, I think? Art versus Content. Stick around. So I was watching some videos lately of more different people's opinions and analysis on the AI image, AI art movement. And I was struck with an interesting thought. I figured I'd turn into part of one of these videos. It's been a while since I've done one of these How to Be an Artist ones, and I was thinking about the difference between is it art or is it just content? And it was why I was thinking about the AI images, and it was like, I think one of the reasons why they can't really be considered art is that, and I don't want to beat a dead horse with that topic again, but is that it lacks the process that true art has, and the labor in creating that, because art is a craft. It is a skill in that sense. So I was thinking about that, like when these image generators pump things out, it's just that it's an image, just a thing to exist in the endless scrolling that most people do throughout their day. And it's like, I don't want my work to just be a thing that you tap a like button and just keep on scrolling and keep on scrolling. A piece of art should really be something that stops you, stops you from scrolling, stop and have a real visceral reaction to that, and can sit with it for a long period of time. A lot of AI images, you sit and look at it for longer than 5 minutes. You're like, oh, look at all the weird shapes and gross hands and other strange things that a lot of those generators end up pumping out as a result. It's like the more you look at it, the more wrong it looks. But for like a large painting in a museum, you can just sit yourself in front of it and just for hours just looking at the same image without that kind of being like, okay, I'm starting to see how it looks weird. You're like, still look at it like, it looks incredible, and it still does. Like, I'll stare at it for hours, and still find something new in it as well. Especially when you start really analyzing a lot of like large traditional pieces like that. So it's, in terms of like modern stuff now is I mean, you're going to post your work online. That's just how artists grow. But I was really thinking to that extent of are you making art or are you making content? There's actually a trending Instagram audio thing I've come across a few times in the past few weeks, and it was, I'm done being a content creator, I am an artist. I'm not making content, I'm making art. And I think that's a really powerful concept, and something that we need to really have a look at, more so as a creative community, as well as just how we are taking in media as humans, and what is the lazy way of doing it and the dangerous way of doing it versus something that is actually going to create human connections. And that's, in the course of art history, that's what art has done in any capacity, whether that be visual or music or dance or what have you. It's a way to connect with other people in a way that is something that is deeper than just the image. In a lot of ways, again, that is the process of creating it. And in other ways, it's the conversation that it creates. And while AI creates conversations, it doesn't have that same level of connection because the process is so devoid of the human experience. I think another thing too, with again this content versus art or AI versus traditional, is that it really just sucks the life out of stuff. I think a lot of, especially I would say even the programmers that created the programs and everything, in the software, but I think one of the things they missed the point on is that art isn't strictly the final product, and I think that's again why it's content versus art. It's like, just look at this pretty thing, look at this pretty thing. But like, as an artist, that's not all I'm doing. It's about, again, it's about the process of getting there. It's about how did you do it. There's a lot of artists. I'm actually headed to the big City Arts Festival later today, and all of that is I run into different artists there. Ones that are really excited to tell you how they made it, and artists that are also like, yeah, kind of a trade secret. I don't want to divulge that information. Kind of a mixed bag when you talk to professionals, but at the same time, though, it's such an interesting conversation to have regardless. You know, being able to look at it and try to figure out how they did it, whether they tell you or not, is really it's an important thing, and it's something that is definitely lost the more we, as a culture, are starting to just distance ourselves from that conversation. I mean, not saying that everyone has always been good about talking with artists. That's been a thing that I've kind of talked about, I think, on this channel in the past, about just approach an artist the way you would anybody else. You know, it's not a weird mystical thing. It's just a craft, and people are working on these things. So I was thinking about exactly how to fix this problem. Obviously, the AI tools aren't going anywhere, but I think our relationship with them and our relationship with even traditional media, even digital painting and stuff like that, does need to change here. Again, it's not, I don't think it's any group's particular fault. It's just that we're so desensitized to just scrolling through Instagram that it's really hard to just stop and relax and take things a little more seriously when it comes to the creative process. So I think the two biggest factors for any creative looking to bridge that gap is, first, take your work seriously. It doesn't matter what skill level you're at. This is something that has stuck with me kind of all my life, is that even when I was making really terrible art, I always took it seriously. It was very much this is my work, this is what I'm doing. And that's really important. So again, like, whether you just picked up a pencil today or you've been doing it for years, take your work seriously. Because if you don't take your work seriously, no one else is going to, whether that be in person or online. And when you do post online, really give context to the work you're making. It's not just, bing, here's a done, finished piece. A lot of times, especially, I'd say I notice this more in DeviantArt than I do on Instagram, but people just don't put any descriptions in their pictures or nothing. Like, there's a description box, it's completely blank. And so it's like, can't start a conversation unless you are able to foster the creative experience through your words, and not just through your pictures. So that's kind of just my little thoughts and reflections here for today. Just on my mind, I really want to talk about it, and it's, again, like, something that I just keep harking back to. Are you making art, or are you just making content, just stuff to throw into the world? I think without a certain level of intention, it's really easy that our art would just be content, just be an image. So my challenge to all of you is, like, don't just make an image, don't just make a thing to post. Actually, I've talked to some friends in the past too that are, like, starting to get into art, and I'm like, okay, cool. Whatever you're making, don't post it to social media. Hold it for a while. You don't need, I mean, feedback's great, but there's almost an idea of, I have to be a presence, I have to be this social artist, I have to be an influencer. And it's like, no. Put all of that aside. Focus on your work. Be serious about the work. If you're serious about the work, your stuff will just grow naturally. Your audience will grow because you're serious. Because, again, being serious about the work makes the work better. It's better to have good artwork rather than lazy artwork that just becomes content. So that's it for this week. A little more, somewhere between a vlog and a regular video. Again, I haven't done a how to be an artist in a long time, but I thought this was worth sharing and worth talking about. It's important to have these conversations as artists and creatives if we want to continue to build up the community and do so in a healthy way. So, if you guys enjoyed this, go ahead and hit that like button. Get subscribed if you're not already. Check me out in socials in the description box below, including the community Discord. And this has been Cinder Videos, reminding you to keep on creating art not content, and I will see you guys next time.